What's going on, Tamers? As always, it is your senior yapologist expert, Andrew or Elixir.
It's a me. Oh, wow, I actually get to go second this time. We sent him to Paris, and now it's just me. Except it's, we have somebody else.
It is I, replacement Taylor, to replace the other Taylor, currently in Paris.
Yeah, there are some fellas in Paris. Quite a few of them, actually. It was, what, like 192?
Really? I thought it was like barely 100 for a minute, what it sounded like, but I guess not.
I mean, I just also could be just slinging complete misinformation. It's on the Bandai app, so we will never know.
We'll never know.
There is no way to confirm this information.
You just have to be there.
Yeah.
True.
And 16 people got their invite. 16 more. Well, I say 16 more people. I'm not sure if everyone there already had invites. Did Jill get his invite in the Netherlands?
No, he got his invite there.
At Paris.
I don't think he went Netherlands. Yeah, he got his invite at Netherlands.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if he actually was out there griefing, but more people that we know getting invites, which is cool. Big ups Tamas, getting second place in Swiss. Fenton, first place in Swiss is pretty cool. Jill and his girlfriend Mina also both reaching day 2, which is kind of swifty, I can't lie. That's cool.
Yeah. I think she was on Sakuya, if I had to guess.
Yes.
Because she started off as like a Tau Loop enjoyer, and then she pivoted to the objectively cooler deck.
Yes. And you can be cooler as well.
I love the evolution of Sakuya, where it was like, oh, they hit Tau Loop, so I guess we have to play Sakuya as an honest and fair deck, and then people slowly realized, wait, no, you don't need the Taumon to do this. You can just do that with Sakuya.
Yeah, it's like they make their way all the way up the chain and then start going sideways. I'm like, but what if you just kept going forwards? And like, oh, true.
Why do the Cha-Cha slide when you can just do like a really good tall stack, make like 2 tokens, and floodgate the opponent? Yellow Mirage.
Very funny that Valderarm, like, the partition won't be live, but it will still gain its 2 memory back for the 2 6s in source of Sakuya X.
Sometimes 3.
Sometimes 3. Oh, yeah, made mode. Very funny.
But yeah, pretty cool. I think we actually are sniping some of those deck lists. Jamie got Trix's Pontypool second place Megidramon, and I'm almost certain it's the exact same 50. But I think he's a Jambo, agent of the field, Jambo Nation in shambles. But yeah, he's on that media grind. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting.
He was living the life we all wish we could. Where Jambo had an invite, so he was like, "I'm gonna take a thing that I like, even though it's like absolute cheeks, and just see what happens."
What happened?
And he found out what happens.
It was X3 fast. He was the funniest bit about it was he was testing armor for so long. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be my fun deck that I take to Paris, and then through
hard pivoted.
Yeah, hard pivot after seeing a terrible list.
I've had I'll take adventure, I'll take armor, I'll take Jambo had like every week he'd be like, oh, I'll take this to Paris. No, actually I'll take this to Paris. No, actually I'll take this one to Paris.
He's genuinely too liberated compared to the rest of us. He's unburdened, unshackled. He could literally have put 50 Eosmons in a deck box and been happier than all but 16 people in that room.
I think it's like, I'm going to be sorry with you, spending the money to travel to another country to go X3, that just doesn't sound like good.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
But he wasn't traveling alone. We do have Mr. Nice Tie out there. Nice try out there. He'll be back no, he won't be back next week. He's in you guys are in Wakefield next week?
Yeah, that's on Sunday though.
Yeah, but
I guess
you're going to be practicing good jesters. All right, we're going to have to do the podcast on a different day. There's another streamed one, so if you're tuning in live, hi. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the stream to put it closer to the front page. If you're watching on Twitch, you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime to support us. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, for all 3 of you out there, make sure to rate us on whatever rating system you can with the 5 stars or a thumbs up or whatever it is. It helps Tom when he gets back for doing stat stuff, and it makes me happy. And that's the real thing. You make me happy. But yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up, I guess, because we might have some deck profiles from some people that day 2. Don't know. It depends on Jambo to see what they get done. He told me, he's like, do you want deck profiles? And Benton said no, because it's Levia, and who cares? First place in Swiss, by the way. The purple, like the one of the OG purple goats of the UK is back. And he is drawing one and trashing one and getting first in Swiss. Who knows what will happen to him? Maybe he'll end up like Jill, first in Swiss and then out in round one. Like EU Nat. But yeah, purple in a good spot. Megidramon. It certainly is a deck you can pick up in a week.
I've been saying this to anybody who will listen. I think it's so funny that Bandai just decided that Meggy and Gallant both get to be good now. Like, we've had, like, if you were a Gallantmon lover, you know, if you watch Tamers, they decided you just had to be an honest, respectable, mid-tier enjoyer for the longest time. And then, like, the past, like, 3 sets, they were just like, all right, fuck it, bro, go for it.
Yeah, it is really
pick
interesting.
like, whatever you want to do with your Gallantmon, it's gonna work out, and it's sick.
Like, Terriermon was the first one, and that's if you kind of just went, like, Rapidmon is a Terriermon card. Terriermon is not shown in any of the topping lists that when, you know, Rapidmon and Friends was giga broken, and then we're like, yo, actually, we'll make it truly tribal. Okay, so Sakuyamon and Gallantmon are super playable. Everything is playable except Davis.
Good.
Yeah.
You have the other Taylor brother here. Good.
But we're live on Sunday because we're doing more local. We drove all these lovely people to Stockport so we could play in locals there, which means more footage for you guys generally. But also means that the podcast may not be on Saturdays for the foreseeable future, especially whilst all of these store regionals and stuff are happening. They'll be live when they're live, or they'll be pre-recorded when they're not. It's been a while since we've done a pre-recorded one, but yeah, on the docket for today, mostly a lot of nothing. We've got, I mean, store regionals are continuing to happen. Pontypool was cool. It was won by Royal Knights, and then Megidramon second place, so they got their invites there, and I think it was Royal Knights in third and Gallantmon in fourth or something like that. And it's more or less the same in Paris. We got.
I thought it was Galactic fourth, no?
Maybe, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Matter.
It doesn't matter. Only first and second, baby.
Yeah, first and second was Royal Knights, Meggy, and then it's Levia, Meggy. There's like 2 Meggies at least in Paris day 2 because Jill's on Meggy and Tamas was on Meggy.
Yeah.
Don't know what everyone else was on. I think Gallantmon is somewhere in there as well. Like
Gallantmon won the event overall, right?
Yeah, Gallantmon got first. At Paris, Gallantmon won and Meggy got second. That's like, it's my favorite version of the pick a Gallantmon, neither of them will do you wrong. Like, if you are resolving Galex, Growlex, you are having a good time.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually stupid. I forgot that this was like day 2. I was thinking of Tamas getting second in Swiss, which did not happen. He got 10th in Swiss. And then all the way
he
to
got
finals.
second overall.
But, you know, scripted loss, you know.
Yeah, he literally got canon evented.
Yeah, you know, the power of friendship and all that. Treat your Digimon right, whatever.
And give him that X antibody jab.
Yeah, true. Load him up with all kinds of steroids.
Remember to vaccinate your lizard.
But yeah, I mean, store regionals I think have been cool. I think the fact that like large locals can turn into a Nats invite is really cool. Especially when you can travel to a bunch of them. It does put everything in a really weird situation where everyone, I know for us, you know, in our pool of killers, it's like, man, you guys should go get your invites literally anywhere but our store, please.
You know, I'm mad banking on like Drix has got his, Jambo's got his, Johnny's got his. I'm banking on like hopefully at least one more of you guys gets it at Wakefield, just because I need Fanboy to be easy, and if Fanboy doesn't go right for me, I need everything after it to be easy.
Yeah,
I think like it's one of those where like, the UK not getting its like dedicated Games Expo event this year has put,
so annoying.
Put a big wrench in like how we usually map out the season, at least like the first half of the season. So I definitely feel like there's a little bit more pressure in terms of like trying to perform well for this event, but I feel like I don't know. I'm at a point where like I just have to do it. I think it's more that like I'm traditionally not a player that gets to go EXO like for long periods of time. Like I either randomly blunder or like I misplay or have an unfortunate matchup, like it just happens. So having to do like a near like perfect run to get an invite just feels kind of whatever, whereas like a regional is a little bit more forgiving.
I think there also being a lack of top cut stings as well, because you in theory can X1, but you really need to X1 in finals from what we've seen.
Yeah. I do misplay for game.
Frequently.
Damn.
The thing.
Title card. Even like the deck that I'm on, like I'm not leaking the sauce, whatever.
Yeah, you have dodge camera. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. I don't even think I'm gonna take the same mat that I usually do. I really don't want people to know that they're going
full
to
incognito.
Yeah, like detective mode. Like I have my fucking trench coat.
You can be on table 2.
I don't think they'll let you play in a balaclava, but you should try for it.
Yo, that actually would be so funny.
What's that? Wasn't that a melee thing? The dude playing Falco in the balaclava.
Oh yeah, it was like Chicken Man 100 or whatever.
Something like that.
I mean,
yeah.
it was Bobby Big Balls, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that.
No.
No, you should. It's like
no.
Look,
you would run so many problems if you tried it. It's not worth it.
What if you talk to the owner first and be like, I need to get into character, you see? I'm gonna show up.
The easier version of that is just wear a face mask. Just wear a face mask and a beanie.
And a trench coat. Do you even own a trench coat?
And the trench.
Trench coat, I do not.
That sounds like something.
Borrow Emily's cool leather jacket.
I could do if it fits me.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's once we see more of them actually done, it'll be curious to see if stores are actually keeping, reporting what gets invites from their events, because I'd like to see if certain decks are more popular at store regionals and actually getting the results, or if it's just going to be your local Royal Knights player fumbles their way to an easy invite to nationals because they live far enough from everywhere
far enough
else
away that no one else could be fucked.
Because I mean, Wells had a good turnout. I think a lot of people went, surely nobody will travel to this, and then there was some good players there.
It was like 20 something for 32 men, so that was pretty good. It's also like I don't know how many people play in Wales, so I would guess that I think the grinders probably made it out. But then I think the mid-core player was probably just 3-hour train. I think I'm okay actually.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you manage to get your store. I mean, some stores did their if you were local to the store, you could get your sign up and ticket early, and then they went out to the public. Our store did not do that. Our store hates us. To
be fair, I think everybody in our store got theirs.
Yes. There's still slots open, so if you want to show up, you can. If you're a mid-core player and you want to get that true mid-core experience, you should come to our store regional and pair into me round 1 on your favorite mid-core deck. Yeah, our regional's not gonna be streamed. It was really cool actually to do some co-streaming. I think we're doing it for London because trains are really expensive. I went off a whole tangent over on DGU. I'm gonna be on the Digipod in a couple of weeks. There's a whole train sidebar that happens again because I think this happens every 4 weeks over on our podcast where we bitch about trains. And yeah, this was no exception. Trains are really, really expensive, so I will not be making a £100 trip to London to not play because I did not get my ticket 3 minutes before they sold out for London.
Yeah, the dark. You're the only ones that insta sold out, right?
Yeah, because I don't know where else in the Northwest even because I don't think Birmingham has one. So I thought a lot of the Birmingham guys would have tried to target our store, but maybe, I mean, train to Manchester, train to London, probably all the same really from Birmingham.
I also wonder, obviously I'm never sure how much of this is ego, but there's a lot of really good players at our locals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saf, right?
He can't even go. He's just doing it to greet people.
Washed up.
Saf is washed, but
he just plays Royal Knights, man. Just play a fucking flip game.
Bro, I miss aggro Saf so bad. Every time I sit down and he flips Drazzle, I'm like, oh, I gotta deal with this shit again.
Bro, I tried. I was like, yo, 4 fire rockets. He's like, I don't know what he tested into.
No, man, don't get him on armor. Just look, new Sakuya, it punch good. Evolve a Goonimon into a Restridramon superior mode.
No,
feel something, please.
I didn't mean armor. I meant in Royal Knights when that fire rocket list was going around in SEA. I was like, hey, Saf, please kill me quicker.
I loved when that was going around and and it was like, oh wow, is this the new way to play Royals? And it was like, no, it just turns out that there is no wrong way to play Royals right now.
Yeah. The version that Saf is playing does sometimes kill you on turn 3.
Yeah.
Found that out the hard way. Just like
OmniX, good card.
Yep. It's not even just the OmniX stuff. Like there's a lot of like they now do domain expansion, which is deeply frustrating. People have figured out that playing 3 bodies off of your low cost, if your Royal Knight is actually 2 Royal Knights, that's pretty cool. Or 2 bodies. In fact, it's actually better if they're not 2 Royal Knights. Ganku play Jesmon play token is deeply unfair. Deeply unfair.
I think, like, for what's worth, like, I don't think Megi is the most, like, healthy deck, I will say, because, like, it just abuses, like, all of the things that, like, other iterations of that playstyle have done, just to an extreme case. Like, it just feels like it's faster, better birds, which is, like, already, like, kind of concerning, but the fact that, like, you have built-in self-deletion, like, with Phoenix X, right, they were like, okay, instead of having self-deletion, we'll have end of attack proc your on deletions. With Megi, they're just like, board-wide nuke, and then that'll trigger all my on deletions. So even matchups where like they would normally be able to like hold you hostage like Imperial, they just don't, because like you just blow up the board.
Didn't Rick say that Imperial's kind of rough though?
Imperial probably is kind of rough, assuming that they find like Hexablow.
I was gonna say not even like obviously Hexa, but like if you ever swing at it, don't you just get fighter moded for your life savings?
Yeah, that's like the main weakness of the Megi deck, is that like any deck that has a very good non-deletion ace, as long as you can stick the body and like bypass like War Growl. But that's also like on the Megi Politify and the World Growl X.
Yeah.
So
I guess there's some value as well in like if you are like if you also a big enough body where you can at least stop the end of attack from going off, you're not getting like your entire life saving stolen. They're just kind of shaking you down for loose change. But I don't know. I think there's a reason that Trix was trying to get his invite at Pontypool, because there are a lot of Imperial players in Fanboy.
Trix advocates as well for a very specific thing that Megi's broken for, which is, oh no, the limited Jack raid.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
yeah, no, it's at least now I don't have to like pretend that it's like, oh, we should hit Grab Crush before it becomes a problem. It's like, okay, cool, it's finally now it's also a fucking problem, and we can just talk about the fact that the 0 memory gain memory options like were maybe okay when the best thing you could do with your 2 memory from Grav Crush was evolve into War Greymon and keep turn so you could swing it over something, and then at the end of the turn be like, oh, I passed a little bit more memory, but I did a strong tempo play. Now it's like Trix looks at you, his deck is empty, he goes Grav Crush, Grav Crush, Grav Crush, and starts the turn with 6 extra memory, and you're like, well, when the turn ends, and he looks at you with his empty deck and goes,
yeah.
What I will say is that like Grav Crush feels particularly bad in Megi because it's a purple deck that techs in like a red option. So it's like every time they mill and they don't mill the Grav Crush, that is like one step closer to them getting to the subsequent next Grav Crush. So they have a decent amount of filtering from the fact that they're purple, but they just get to abuse Grav Crush because like red purple.
I think what's so weird about it is that it's also one of those decks that uses mill and draw one, trash one. Like before, like Megi was mill. So you'd be like that, okay, if you're putting in weird like one-ofs and like tech cards, you're gonna mill them.
The only options you'd like be okay milling were exactly barrages and what's it called? Slinger. But like now it's you just try to draw off of cheap evos. Also, what's it called?
It doesn't draw and trash them that much. Only like from Digimon I designed.
And no, Growlix is a big part of it.
So I suppose Growlix.
One of the things that makes this deck so strong is one of the same things that makes Gallant X so strong, which is not like Megi and Gallant X are individually very powerful cards, but I think that like Geel X and Growlix are such standout consistency cards. Also,
and extenders.
And extenders. I was gonna say like. If you ever promote like a Gallantmon, you evolve it in Geel X to get your search. You evolve Growlix and you pop their searcher. That was evolve Growl, pop it.
That was a 1-cost search. Yeah, 1-cost Evo.
1-cost Evo into the 4. Then you go Growlix, like, and now you have this like floating body. It's very strong. It's also the fact that like I think Megi floating into one guy is reasonable because
But
like
then you get
know,
double float.
But then you get double float because it's like here's a rush Geel and then you float by preference. Say you've got Digimon Design to the back, you float War Growl, then you go Digimon Design to evolve into a Gallant Rush. Gallant clears the thing that's stopping Rush Geel from poking them. Like
that's what I was saying. I think like this deck is like it's good that we'd have a new contender like that introduces itself to the format as like a top deck, and it kind of keeps like Royal Knights in check because I believe if it wasn't for exactly like Megi entering, Royals would probably stay like one of the top contenders by a long shot, but I think like Megi kind of evens out the playing field among the tier ones, but then it like makes the tier ones more extreme because like the order is like so tall because it's like
I don't want to say Nume, but kind of like the same effect Nume had on the format where it's like because Nume was so fast, and every time I say Nume here, imagine I say Megi, because it's so fast and hit you so like for such a large amount of damage early on, the kinds of decks that had to interact with it were affected as a result.
But it's the same thing. It's like whereas like Nume had like an extreme weakness to like Davis because of just the constant like
Fanglang would the board every single time.
Yeah, for in this case, it's like any deck that gets to have some sort of protected ace play that doesn't delete feels pretty good into Megi, assuming that like you have the time to get everything.
The problem is though is that like obviously I'm not like mental chess Digimon is worthless and we all learn nothing for doing it. War Growl X is like this like last little piece of this puzzle that patches it all together. It means they can't evolve for the reduced cost into into Megi, but it does mean that they get like to remove a body, which will then trigger Growl X, Geel X, and then still like try to evo for the 4 instead of for the 5 over into Megi because it's still War Growl in name, I believe.
And half the time, one of the things that like catches a lot of people is obviously with the memory you get back from the X antibodies. That's Scramble. That's Digimon Eye Design. Sometimes they can use it proactively rather than using it on the body that floats. Like Trix has just done it, whereas 1 cost Evo, get the pop, Digimon Eye Design, 0 cost Megi, and you go, yep, that is a line that does work. And then he domes you for everything.
And then Megi for now 3 checks, end of attack, blow itself up, burn a security. So Megi has done 4 of your 5 starting security in that single swing. And if it's on a Growl X stack, it is now threatening the 2 Rush Geels for lethal. Obviously, that is, like the pipe dream, you saw this in a best of 5, 2 JP players, like with proxied cards that still say sample on them, clip on YouTube. But
what I was going to say is like, we now have like proof. Whereas like when 21 first came out, we only saw really like a handful of like store regionals where like the deck was doing like pretty well in locals, but now we have like proof that the deck can hold itself in not only like a 8-rounder, but like 8-round plus top 32. So that's like a lot of games that like the deck is able to like push through. And like for Trix's regional, he had to play like 5 rounds, and then in those 5 rounds, he only bricked once, which I'm going to guess is like Tamas probably had something similar happen where like I think the deck will randomly lose to itself like most decks, but it feels extra bad in purple. It's like the Levia thing where like it's like the Levia thing where like the deck is like so unbelievable like it loses to itself, and when it loses to itself it feels like extra bad because like you just have so much
a deck with like 4 analog youth, Digimon I designed, the Geels that
trainings,
GLX trainings, like it has everything that looks like it should be perfect consistency. And even if your first stack is a little bit scuffed, your Tama adds back whatever piece you need to get the second stack to look perfect. So like when it doesn't work, it's just like this is so scuffed.
So yeah, I think like if we had like a major like UK regional event that wasn't the store regional, I think like a lot of people it would be like the deck to beat.
Yeah.
But as a result, I think like you basically just have to assume that you'll play against it, but it won't be like the most represented deck in the room.
Yeah. I do have 2 things I really like about it though, which is like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's pretty cheap, right?
Yeah,
the deck is
because like it's like what you need 5.
The promo Gallant is like
need 5 promos, the 4 Gigimons and the Gallant.
So the Gigi it depends. So the deck's main cost, right? It depends like if you have the store promos available to you, like if you're somebody that plays like exclusively like online or has like a small like community or whatever, then I've heard that like in the US they're like 10 a pop for the egg. So and then like the promo gallant's like another 15. And then the secret gallant shouldn't be as much as it used to, and then it's just like trainings and boosts and stuff.
Yeah, but like I've kind of I don't want to say stopped taking trainings and boosts into a pricing
those
event,
are
but
just
like
staples.
if you want to play purple, I'm assuming you own trainings, boost, scrambles,
or you know someone.
And if you don't own scrambles, go to your local game store and purchase. Caleb, pick that man up, shake him like a WarioWare enemy until the calling from darknesses fall out of his pockets. Stole that joke from Andrew Wholesale.
But yeah, it's I was thinking like it is mostly one of the cheaper ones. Like also it is easier.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think
the deck is.
I don't think it plays an SR. Like it plays like Secret Gallant's a secret, obviously, but I don't think there's an SR card in that deck.
No. What I will say about the deck is that like I think the deck is a byproduct of the things that are still allowed to be put into deck. Like what I mean is like the fact that the deck still gets to analog loop and play memory extenders.
Purple memory boost is technically an SR.
Yeah, technically.
If the deck didn't have like analogs and like graph crushes,
I think
it would be like a completely different beast, because right now it's just the reason why it outpaces you is like whether or not they see the analog to just like it's literally like ancient Garuru.
I hope this is the final nail in analog's coffin. It's a two-part thing where it's like EX9. I think we know we're getting an analog youth in that set, right?
Should be.
I think.
Yeah, we are.
So it's like EX9 giving us a new analog youth, and the fact that have you ever seen an analog youth do something good?
Well, no, that's the thing with the card is that like
it's deeply unfair because like I scream this to the mountaintops to anyone who will listen, and this is the part where Marcio will jump between the camera borders to chokeslam me. Mimi Tachikawa is a fuckers card. Unbelievable fuckers card. It's just like any losing matchup can be fully pivoted on its head by just being able to promote but also play in the nursery at the same time. And yes, Analog Youth doesn't really let you promote and play in the nursery at the same time because your stack has to, toaster bathtub. But
what it does is like I think it creates a really unfair game loop where like you're never giving the opponent an opportunity to interact with you unless it's like something like hyper specific. Like somebody brought up like Examon in the chat, and like Examon would be one of the few decks that would have like an incredibly favored like Megi matchup just on the back of EX3 Slayer.
Dramon doing it, yeah.
But that's because like EX3 Slayer is such a specific card that even then, if the Megi player has a scramble, it stops working. Scramble, yeah. But like on average, right? It's like they can like trap you. So that but then it's like you considering Examon
this format. I just like it's the thing you and me were talking about yesterday, where it's like this format's weird thing is that you kind of like
it's rock paper scissors.
You pick one of the top tiers to just rail you.
Yeah,
like there's so little. Like you just pick one of them that you accept that if your opponent flips the Tommy, you're like, I need them to brick twice.
Like say for example, like Andrew is like, let's assume that Andrew was like planning on taking like armors. On average, you have like a good enough like matchup spread across the board, except for like one deck that like really kicks you in the nuts, right? Like Galacti is like super unplayable.
Shine is kind of on the man, I hope they brick twice kind of like vibe. It's not as bad as Galacti.
I also think Shine's not really like I don't want to say not top tier, but like I think the thing you hope that happens to the Shine player is you hope the Shine player finds the Galacti player before they find you. I feel like that's a lot of this format is I hope the Galacti player finds somebody else. Yeah. It's like what it's in my mind, the four immediate, these are the best decks that I'm the most worried about seeing in a dark alleyway are Royals. I keep shifting slightly. Royals, Sakuya, Spaceship, and Megi. Those are like
I haven't seen that many people convert on Galacti. I don't know if it's a case of like
I think Galacti is prohibitively expensive and also not popular enough in people's minds to warrant the price.
Yeah.
Like when you buy your promo Shadramons, you're doing it under the assumption that you're going to resolve the cool bad guy from Liberator and also, hang out with Wormmon and Vmon even if they're a little fucked up and angry looking. When you buy promo Destramon, you are looking for, to roleplay Zenith, World Champ Difference, etc., or you really like Digimon World 3? I think it's 3 he's from. And like, obviously, you know, World 3 popular, but I think when people think World 3, they probably think of the player character in World 3 and like, you know, Kumamon, and whatever the third starter option is. Not
Yeah,
Kumamon, Bearmon, sorry.
I'm such a fake fan here.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like the three of us stumbling through which game Galacti's even from is kind of like the Kodamon, thank you. Oh yeah, he's Kodamon. Cool guy. Like the three of us stumbling to remember World 3, if it even is World 3, like is kind of the death knell for Galactic. Because Digimon, like you always say, Marcio, is a pet decker's dream game. Like you pick your guy, and like this game is not so gone to the point where your guy won't function at a high level event, provided it has like semi-recent support.
Ghosts. I'm sorry, Andrew, that was uncalled for.
Well, I was actually thinking Terriermon, but Terriermon.
I said semi-recent. I said semi-recent.
Wow.
It's fine.
Look at this
Cyber CS set for real. But like, I think that kind of thing is like why Galacti is not seeing that much success is not because I don't think it's very good. If anything, the contrary, I think it's unfucking believably good.
It's also,
I just think it's like people don't want to invest in it. Also, Promo Destro has a confirmed reprint coming in October.
Yeah. And
it's like, do you really want to spend like they're like 15 each right now?
If that.
Did Terrier have stuff in 2.5? Oh yeah, Tamer's deck.
Yeah, but like
that Mega Gargomon makes me so sad.
Yeah, I think like I don't. Well, it's like I don't mind where the metagame is. I don't mind where the current metagame is. I think there's like a wide variety of like options, but like nothing that you pick feels like the correct choice for the event. You're basically picking something on the premise of like I will have to dodge this deck for me to have like a shot at winning. There's like a couple decks that I feel like with Meggy it's more about like, well, if I kill them then it doesn't matter. And the counters to Meggy are so specific that you probably won't see them. But it's like, you know.
If you're wanting to pick up a promo Destro play set, it's going to cost you 80 quid. And you're like, is it an 80 quid deck?
Do you 80 quid love Galactimon? The rest of it's much cheaper now because you don't need the secret anymore. And
shoutouts to the crew in France right now. I just got a message from Jambo being like, oh yeah, they put the pod on their radio. So yeah.
Oh my god, I'm in a radio in France.
French radio. Anyway,
we baguette.
So like as far as we know, it's kind of funny that it's Cool Boy Gallant that like won France because that's like the builds that were good.
I like seeing that because it's like it felt like it all but disappeared for a minute, and I like knowing that it's still good, right? Like, well, I think that
okay. So the people that were playing the deck before, right? It was considered like a counter to like Purple Hybrid to an extent.
Sure.
Right? Like,
was it?
To an extent.
I don't know. I didn't
to an extent, like you had lines for like Purple Hybrid. Like you had a decent-ish Purple Hybrid matchup because you couldn't get randomly sacked in security by Rivals Barrage because of the BT17 Gallant.
Yeah.
And also like your Imperial matchup was 50-50. Your Royals matchup was like okay, but you were playing it on the premise that like you kill them or like they don't know how to interact with you. And then like
also the deck sometimes made room for Solarmons.
Yeah, and then like as we've moved away from the format, like the people that were doing well were playing the correct build, and the people that were padding out the numbers were the ones playing the bad cards. So
Takado, it's a terrible time to like Guilmon and love Takado. If you love Takado, I'm sorry. Only one of those guys can be
Cool
good.
Gallant still plays Raid Takado, right?
Do they?
You play the Mem Setter Takado, but you don't play
Mem Setter Raid Takado.
But you don't play like the Takado that like
as an Alphabot enthusiast, let me tell you, Coda Domoto playable would be a dream.
I mean, Coda was in
I don't want to talk about him.
Coda was in Henny's list. That was a cool boy. True.
That
was the cool boy Gallant. So like I haven't seen the first place list to see what they were on. So maybe someone that's like from the French lot.
I would imagine.
But it'd be so funny if there's no Takado tops.
They probably still do play because like the BT12 Growl is like the best tamer at like letting you get value off of still playing cool boys, right?
Yeah.
But it's what I mean. So like when we got like BT21, I think like a lot of people just undervalued like how good Gallant is, because like you kind of don't care that much against like other people playing like you don't care that much about like other people on like single stack decks, because like you technically have like a good matchup into single stack decks based on like who promotes first, and your kill clock is still like quite good.
The deck having access to like a real true blue 5 securities direct swing line is like like not that many decks in Digimon actually have like full clean OTK lines anymore.
It is really funny
But
that it happened in like BT20 was just like remember Dorbic? Viable. Wargrave, slow kind of, but it still does what it needs to.
Omni X is a good card.
Yeah.
We were right. When we made the tier list, we said like we still think that Gallant is like a meta defining deck because of like the power and playstyle. As well as like the deck. It's not that the deck got worse, your matchup spread got wider. So it's like if you put in the time to learn your matchup spread, then you're probably fine. You probably get countered, but like some of your worst matchups probably got worse. Like that's just how it is. But there's some matchups that like hunters, like do you really care about hunters? Like, come on now.
I will swing a Registramon Superior mode at the large man and hope nothing bad happens.
Sometimes you just kill them. Like that's the thing with Gallant. I think like Gallant feels very like
the fact that it's just like sec +1 burns unsuspends, right? Like it checks all the boxes.
It's amazing how 2 checks and a burn suddenly like changes so many things. Like Meggy, that's one. Like if it was 2 checks,
with a toothpick.
If it was like 2 checks float, do some damage, you're like whatever. But it's like 2 checks,
burn.
Here's 2 dickheads. You go, ooh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. A lot of times it's like
the variety package on the dickheads, right? Because it's like Growlix is probably floating Rush Geel. Like that's like if it's live, it feels like they're always floating Rush Geel because that makes the scariest bodies. And then like the second one is at minimum, hopefully another Rush Geel. But then also
if context the Gallant?
No, this is Meggy.
Oh,
Meggy and it's 2 dickheads that float.
Sure.
Like, you know, the Growlix Inherit will float Rush Geel. And then it's like the second one is probably Rush Geel. But if Digimon I Designed is in that back row, then it's like, oh, it's actually floating Gallantmon with extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When me and Emily were playing in final round at Jesters, we were doing the maths and I'm like, oh, 19 cards in trash, I'm safe. I look over to my right, seeing Marcio play Tommy Tricks, and there's only 3 Digimon on board. All of them are Rush Geel. This is after he went -1 Rush Geel, so Emily could play his exact 50 from Pontypool. So he was playing 1 less Rush Geel than he should have been.
Still found all 3 of them.
Found all 3, and they were all staring at Marcia. I just went, thank goodness I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like it is such a good deck because it really does tick all like the magic purple boxes about like when you play with an empty deck in Digimon. You have perfect information on terms of like what's in your security and what's left in your like what you have access to, and the amount of recursion that deck has is like, I swear to God, the scariest, probably by design, the scariest that deck gets is when it's playing with empty deck, because it means that Meggy's like Wargrowl is evolving for as cheap as it can get. Meggy is floating into as big a bodies as it can get. And the Rush Geels are live, the Callings have like unlimited targets to add back, and both the Secret Gallants are as cheap as they get.
Yeah. Oh, there's also like I was thinking about like the rest of the format. I think there's like the other outlier, which is like Galaxy. I think like with Galaxy, it's like that deck. It's like so close. I don't know how the Americans do it because I feel like that deck only like tops in the US. I don't know if it's a case of like because it's red and blue, all the European country flag, they're just like USA. But like, I don't know, man. That deck,
Sunmon, baby, another dub for New York.
So one of the things that I think that's really interesting about it is we talked about the format getting wider, and in theory, the format getting wider does make Galaxy harder to pilot unless your Galaxy pile is all the cards you need for the engine, 4 Hexablow, and then as many tech slots as you're allowed, and then that's where you go from there. Like, I feel like a lot of the European Galaxy players are on Toolbox, where it's like, 2, 2, 2, 2, and you're trying to, and as the format gets wider, you're trying to tech for more matchups that if you don't see X specific thing and cheat into it for free, you lose. Whereas
Mhm.
in the US, it feels like there's a lot more standardization on a lot of the decks. We still see Imperial do pretty well there, and Galaxy feels like a deck that kind of like eats Imperial. So I feel like maybe the
Yeah.
US meta just kind of feeds Galaxy, whereas you're going to run into Angels, Galacti, Megi, some dog shit you've never seen before and have to pick up every single card. And you're going to find out that you actually have an 8-2 losing matchup on Galaxy unless you teched in this card from BT4 that's not supposed to be cheated into. Like, so I think that's why we don't see results, is because if our format's allowed to go wide, it goes fucking wide. Whereas in the US,
Yeah.
where if you didn't
It's
own
like 2
this-
decks. You're worrying about 2-3 decks.
yeah, if you couldn't afford this deck 3 sets ago, your ass is not buying it now. So you better reach into the closet and dust off Jesmon BT12 and see what you can do with it. So I think that's why Galaxy does
Yeah.
better there, because they be paying to experiment with their deck builds over there. You can't be like
that is
Tamas
true.
and just switching an entire 50 every week.
This week, I think I'll take this deck to this
Man,
event,
I
actually.
bubbled on Sakuyamon. Guess I'll just pick up 50 Megidramon cards and get second place.
I mean, that's the appeal of Megidramon, is that like you probably own analog youths.
You at
You
your
probably
trading
own the
group and go,
purple staples.
who owns all
Yeah,
of these staples?
who opened BT21? I need one of your box topper gallants and one of your other box topper gallants, and then also to dive through your rare pulls from the set.
Does
I like
anyone
the
remember
subplot
what
that's-
set Graph
Yeah,
Crush is from?
the Tommy and T gets back on gallant subplot happening in chat right now.
Yeah, there's like beautiful things are happening in the live chat right now.
Nature
We'll
is nature is healing. Henny and Tom are like, damn, Gallant X, good card.
what were you
Like,
saying,
life
Andrew?
is-
I just like Emily and 3 other people going, which set is Graph Crush from? Where in the bulk should we be looking for this? Like, everyone remembers callings from BT7, but then it's Graph Crush. Like, is that an ST card or a BT card? Oh,
That's a BT card. I think it's BT1.
I think it's BT1. It was in SR 1.0 or 0.5, so it's somewhere between 1 and 3. But yeah, it's just one of those, just like, I see this card, never know where it's from.
The pits of hell.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta kill Grab Crush, man.
I think like, yeah. So Graph Crush is like bother me. So like I was thinking about Sakuya, right? I think like I don't think Sakuya is like a fair deck to play against, but like that deck requires some amount of skill for piloting, sure. But I think like the deck got so like standardized to the point that the meme is now that the deck is Yellow Mirage, because like you just resolve combo floodgate out the opponent. And like part of me is like the cool I wouldn't even say that like the interesting parts of Sakuya were like the plugins were like fine. I think like I actually enjoyed the deck more. I enjoyed the deck more when it could start playing out other options, but I think they like got a little bit lost in the sauce on like some of the interactions.
Scramble.
It's literally just Scramble's fault. It's like it's so sad because Sakuya is such a cool deck with Scrambles, specifically because it's like, you know, like all 3 of the Biomerge kids are cooler because they have Scrambles. Like Scramble for a Rush Geel, Biomerge with Takato. I think Henry gives Rush when he Biomerges. And then like the Sakuya will not have Rush, but it will still start casting spells and clearing the board back immediately.
Yeah, it
so
gets
like
back on
in
board.
theory, they're all really cool Scramble decks. In practice, Sakuya uses Scramble to go into 7s she's not supposed to, because they literally, it's so frustrating because they thought about it the first time and they were like, here's green plugin. It like, what is it? It doesn't work for going into any.
It has to be an evolution cost of 3.
Yeah, so it's like Hairbend plugin S and yellow Scramble. I think that's still like more Band-Aid fixes.
S is Digivolve, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, plugin S is Digivolve.
I think I don't know if the choice restriction is what's going to get Sakuya to like a balance.
It feels like we're literally just like pushing the boulder down the hill, where it's like we thought killing Taomon would stop like, you know, this deck, right? Like we thought like if you shoot Taomon, there's no way that they can just make 7s. Then it turns out Taomon Ace was a cool card and it was very good, but you can just do it with regular Sakuya. You just don't get 2 7s. But it turns out most decks just lose to the 1, where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that's really problematic with it is just the fact that they get to custom at combat step, because like they don't care if they still actually have
The
to
Sakuya-
pay for like the Volder, because they're still paying for the Volder.
Yeah.
But when they get the memory back and
apparently
they
nothing.
were swinging,
Yeah.
when they were already swinging, it doesn't matter what the memory gauge does because you're still getting your free damage at combat step.
Don't forget that Sakuya X resolves in its entirety as well. even
Yeah,
if Sakuya X
unsuspending the Volder is like
unsuspending Volder arm is like, why is this 4 checks?
it's like the reason it's like part of the appeal is like why people play the Starmon is so that you have like barrier ESS.
Yeah.
So then that way like your Volder can freely check for 2 against like Royal Knights. Otherwise, like if you're not on Starmon,
you
check
Omni
a
X.
50.
Yeah.
like a 15, like you don't even have to check like Omni X, you check like a 15.
Yeah,
And
wasn't
then
it,
it's like,
the Data Wizardmon as well was like, is that just protection from like deletion by effects? Or is
I
that-
think that's like one-time protection as opposed to just like barrier. So
there's one-time protection, but it's like full turns. So like you
Yeah.
just keep doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Decks are crazy. I feel like even if you got rid of Scramble, like because they get to, you know, free cast a lot of their trainings
No.
and boosts, like they're still gonna do it. They'll just hold on to plugin S and still just like spam the 8
I
other
think-
consistency options they have.
No, I do think that like Scramble is like the straw that breaks the camel's back, because it really
Yeah.
is. It's the one that lets them do it, right? Like,
but then
If
it's
you-
like, what do? You can't limit yellow Scramble because like then
yeah,
you're,
you can't sins of Sakuyamon the entirety of a color.
Patamon got Awakening hit. So-
Awakening was his card.
what? No.
Oh, wait, Awakening? Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of Emissary.
Yeah, exactly. The
Emissary.
appropriation's that crazy.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna be so for real with you. Well, Awakening was gonna have to go eventually anyway. That card is
Yes.
still stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Well, when they-
like
okay,
let's not pretend
No,
that,
no, no.
that was Patamon's
Actually,
job on his own.
okay,
Magna
okay.
X got Awakening
Magna
hit.
X got away. When the
Yes,
card
Magna-
was
it's-
roleplay into an okay boss monster as opposed to format defining
Conventional
demon
Okay,
card.
first of all, let's not get it twisted. BT9 Magnex is not a boss monster. That guy's a fucking fraud. Okay, he
Yeah.
sits there and
No, he's like the level 1 boss monster
Sits
that
there
gets
and gets
replicated.
de-digivolved.
No, he's
oh
like,
sure,
you know when if you fight the first boss and then like 10 levels later they show up as like just a mid enemy.
enemy.
That's him.
yeah. It's like Whitney's Milk Tank. Oh, guys, speaking about Pokemon, I'm just like so Pokemon pilled right now.
No,
Fuck
I-
Johto, by the way. No, anyway, I'm not doing this.
That is true.
I've made peace.
When are we doing a
Guys
Soul
saying
Link?
that the Geo Gray hit was not
A Soul
sorry, Geo
Link?
Gray BC13. Oh god, no. I am not putting the faith of any of my party in anybody else's hands. I can barely take care of my own.
You'd be a
Pokemon.
spectator. Let's not get it twisted. You'd be a spectator. You'd be like typing comments from like your computer, like, oh my god,
actually,
I can't believe.
that was a roll. You got really lucky that you didn't get O-code by that.
It would be like me, Andrew, and Tom like griefing each other. It's like, oh, you got really attached to your Poliwag. That's fucking
Yo,
crazy.
that's crazy, bro. Kill slot too.
Yeah,
I need to sack this mod. You know.
I got it.
Harry would be the sort of guy that would drop like a 10k bits donation as like, I need you. I need this mon gone.
Andrew, 15 gifted if you sack Mon in slot 3.
And then I'd open up both other streams. I see Marcio slot 3 and I go, oh, I understand.
That Heracross, it gotta go.
I don't know,
Oh,
guys. I
speaking-
just missed Megahorn 4 times in a row. What did you want me to do?
I will say though, to wrap up the Pokemon segment, I did catch it. I was like randomly grinding on like Tentacruels, and I came across a shiny Tentacruel.
Fun fact,
So
that was my
my-
first shiny as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, as a kid, that was my very first shiny. I've got a shiny Tentacruel sitting somewhere in Pokemon Home. I have not paid for that subscription, so his ass is stuck in the cloud.
Yeah, Marcio trying to get everyone replaying Pokemon games. I didn't want to blank any of my saves, so I just made a new account on my Switch and started replaying Violet. I also found a shiny. I found a Tarantula. His ass is in the box and not on my team. I literally stared at him and I was like, I guess I have to catch it, but like, this generation has low kicks.
Oh, you should evolve him. Spider
And turn into Spider-Man? Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
What a terrible. Ugh.
He's like an off-color Spider-Man. Pokemon content for sure. No, see the thing here, brother, is as a total act of cruelty, you know for a fact that when you're back from Paris, the Pokemon summer ends, right?
No,
Actually, Marcio needs to literally detox from Johto. I forgot. Never mind. Pokemon
Yeah.
Summer is still on. Brother, hop on. We're gonna play Black 2 White 2.
Oh, I will say, do we want to start talking about like EX9 cards? I think now there's
let's
like
talk about EX9.
Yep.
I think there's like enough of like those
the set
cards
is
that
like we can actually think about like what they
I will say though,
Spite Up's the goat.
I was getting
TCG player detected.
I was getting so bored of the machine reveals like every week every day. I would wake up, another machine reveal. Okay, cool. Like please just reveal them all in one go. Like it's torture for me
This
and it's torture for the machine players.
This one should have been a live stream where it's like, you know how they would like drop like most archetype in a live stream? Just like, here's all the machine cards at once.
Let the machine players just like have their thing.
Spider Megidramon Summer.
Let him.
Is that Chaos Dramon? He gets a tan and now he's all sunburnt and he's red. Megidramon Summer.
Let them enjoy their like reveals all at once, so they can start theory crafting their like deck that's like 7.
What do you mean theory crafting, brother? You play all the cards that say EX9 on them, and then
no.
And then you pick a bunch of cyborg inherits that God never intended for you.
We're doing VPETs. We're just going over the set a little bit, okay?
The set's not fully out, Tom. Don't worry. There's still time for...
How many blue backwards cards there are? We get to do this again later. We just get to complain about Megidramon, and I'm gonna complain about Superman.
Yeah, I'm here representing God's like #1 Megidramon hater. I fucking hate this piece of shit. No. So I'm here to hate on him endlessly.
I think this is the first time that they actually made it like an interesting Megidramon. I will say that like I will probably collect spares from the people like and have like min rarity machine built because like,
I think the funniest thing that he does now is that copying on plays is so deeply like cursed. There's like there's a bunch of awful evil ones he should never have had access to. Andrew asked earlier, like, is there a cyborg that gives a rush? And I was like, not as an ESS, but you can pick up a blue flare metal Greymon and gain rush. And then almost everything will have less than the 5 sources that are your Megidramon, so you will get the freeze.
Right, because you get to activate the on play. Oh my god.
The whole on play of blue. Sorry, actually, no, you won't get that because you're not digicrossing. Never mind. You will just get rush.
Yes, he doesn't gain rush off the on
play.
He
doesn't. Yeah, he gains rush, but he won't have digicross, so he won't get the freeze. But he will just this Digimon gains rush. It's neat.
Because we'll probably get Chaos Dramon, right? Do you think we'll get Chaos eventually?
Not in this set, but like in the next set, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing as well is that like every Megidramon forever exists acknowledging what's his name? Chaos X BT12? The one that copies the machines?
Yeah.
No, it's just Chaos. It's not Chaos X, it's just Chaos that.
No, it's Chaos X.
No, it's Chaos X.
No, Chaos. They both have
Chaos X copy. Chaos copy.
I swear Chaos.
It's important because Chaos X was important because it was the first one that actually let you make the, at the time, fully invincible robot. Because I love searching Chaos, and you get all the Megis as well.
Walter.
Yeah, he doesn't copy.
Oh, he does protection.
He copies the protection.
He has protection. Because remember, the first Chaosmon did not have the machine protection clause. That was the funniest part about it.
Yes. Okay, I follow you now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I
think it's kind of funny that somebody in the chat was like, people are always complaining about machine. I mean, I don't know, man. Stacklet doesn't do anything and just sits there, and it's like the illusion of playing the game. Yeah, I don't think it's like particularly interesting. I will say that assembly is kind of funny. Like, it's like, whoa.
We wrote Digicross as a different, whatever they said. We wrote Digicross as a different keyword so that he wouldn't accidentally trigger something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, he is definitely cooler than he was before. And like some of these inherits are kind of like some of these cards are kind of.
He's going to push more damage. Like 2-check unsuspend 2-check is significantly more damage.
Yeah, and more interesting because it means the game will end rather than I have to watch the game end. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think the problem with Machine was he was very much like if he's playing the slam build, he does nothing for a bunch of turns, and then congratulations, Machine has hit the board. You now have to get through 4 redirects on 1 stack. Got him, GG's. This guy's gonna come down and actually like wreck your shit. Like assembly is a really funny thing. The fact that obviously
and Supreme Connection too.
Supreme Connection. Yeah. I think so. If you with Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon and the one of the Metal Gray.
It's Metal Greymon BT7 is the one you're thinking of.
Metal Greymon.
Scroll. Yeah.
Actually, no. I was thinking of this one. If you put this
Oh.
with collision
Oh,
and you
sure.
rush
Oh,
blitz, you can make this. You can make a machine come down for less than 0. Like,
So that one's cute, but I think that one's like, I don't like that one as much as there's a Megidramon, the BT7 one, who is on play if you don't have a tamer.
Oh,
he plays
the
the SR one, yeah.
The SR one from the cover set.
Scroll up. It's a BT7 card, and you're gonna have to scroll up for a bit.
There you go. The one with the alt
The
art.
one with the alt art. Him.
That one.
Yeah, if you have a tamer and play Game 2 memory, if you don't have a tamer, it plays a red tamer. Obviously, you're not playing the red tamer, but like this means if Analog Man is in play, God, you hope Analog Man is in play. You then copy this on play with New Machine's effect, and he just gains 2 memory.
Yeah.
And it's a cyborg, and when you delete something, gain a memory. So if you swing over something, then you get to.
which again, if you have
swing over something
collision,
above.
they don't get a choice whether you swing over something or not. Yeah, it's cute.
Exactly.
It's effectively 3. But yeah, it's funny that like with Supreme Connection and now Assembly, you can suddenly make 0 cost machines instead of like making, here's my wall, please get past it. It's now like run these
Machine
fans.
Dramon, kill this man.
Like the deck, I think the deck is still flawed in the sense that like you have like a primary game plan before you start playing the game, unless you like dedicate yourself to like a theoretical like Evo build. But like most of the machine players, they want to slam, they don't want to Evo.
It also comes from trash, which
Yeah.
is really important as well. Like you actually have to set up 6 cards, which obviously was always the plan anyway. But there's no like.
I think this is also one of the deck's
cross-flexibility.
appeals where I think it uses the face down
It's a-
sources as like an interesting mechanic by virtue of like face down sources are actually just cards in trash that don't know they're in trash yet.
I think like,
Like if
there's
when you swing your guy off to security and he gives up on life, then he will spit out all those random cards he's picked up.
there's a couple of cards that I'm kind of like, the face down stuff is like kind of funny. Like obviously like with
They're rushing for them. No, that's exactly it though. They are looking for the worst level 5s you've like. It's the shit I make fun of Derek for all the time.
It's
These
a
motherfuckers
theoretical
will go
burn
through
4.
every set. They'll type cyborg level 5 and just press enter, and whatever
It's the burn-
shows up, they'll be like, interesting.
it'll be the burn 4 combo, right? Like now they can actually burn 4 or whatever with like the 2 Bs because they're cyborgs.
I was gonna say, I gift you an Octomon token. Please give me all of your security.
I love
Yeah, then
finding
there's
shit
this
like
Also,
this.
yeah,
Suspend.
unsuspend mock. Surely there's a better thing than like.
Well, there's the BT. Well, no, the EX9, the limited one.
That is the EX mock, the one that
No,
Andrew had up.
I did actually pull up the wrong one. This is
He-
also still the wrong one.
That's the one.
That's the one, EX4.
The fact that I could click the wrong one and it's still okay. No, that one actually wouldn't work. Yeah, it's still
No,
very
the
funny.
only one mock has the effect that got him hit.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I think like the face down thing is like kind of cute. My issue is like it sounds like really slow because you're going, okay, training, take the top one, put it under, do something, next turn, do it again. And like we've seen some of the payoff.
I think the appeal of training is that it's like because like there's a bunch of rookies that just have training now, right?
A few of the rookies have it. Like the
Yeah,
B
so
one.
like the appeal is like obviously you're supposed to put the rookie in nursery, you activate training, then you either evolve into a 4 to pass turn or activate a booster training or cast meat
it also is
to pass turn.
free. So like if
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
every
every action you
turn-
get to take.
every turn that you're like, well, before I pass turn, you're like, I'm gonna get one in. Let me get one training in before bed.
But the thing is, like, it'll just randomly grief you. Like, it'll just be the thing that
I'm
you might
waiting
want.
I'm waiting for I mean, okay, so Marcio's exact experience he's about to share with the classroom is the concept of an equip gauge.
Yeah, like, so let's do a little bit of a quick history lesson. So Tachikaze used to be this like Vanguard deck. And
Vanguard.
So the whole point of the deck was like survival of the fittest. You'd like swing your guys, and then your guys could eat your other guys, and then like you'd get like powerful effects, and then those guys, if they were eaten, they would revive themselves, and you could like multi-attack or like attack multiple times, and you'd create this like chain of attacks by like eating your guys and bringing them back. For some reason, when they rebooted the game for the second time or something, they gave in V, they gave the deck a new like game plan.
That's because
First of all,
killing your own guys is a Shadow Paladin thing. Smile.
The original game plan was fine, and then they were like, no, let's make a new one. And they came up with a concept of the equip gauges, which was exactly this, where you take the top card of your deck and you put it face down. And then some cards could like benefit off of the equip gauges. Like it would be like, oh, for every equip gauge, gain X amount of power, or like only later on they started doing stuff like you can like eat an equip gauge to like draw a card, or like if you kill, or if it dies, you can play one of its equip gauges. But the problem is that you're just adding like unnecessary randomness to your deck, and it just like made the consistency like so weird. But this has like a fun implication with things like, oh, somebody I was about to say with Hexablow. Because now you can just give your stack like a bunch of sources so you don't get flipped in.
Promote Biomon from nursery. Swing. Hexablaw's on board. My Biomon got 6 sources.
6 sources. It's so funny.
The thing I will say for it is what my brother just said in chat, where it's like analog youth is almost assuredly going to be like, you know, either placing target sources or even recovering your sources. Of course.
Yeah.
They know that they know that the games the way that the consistency works in this game, they know that they would grief you. I'm just saying, until we see that, my immediate thought is like, damn, this analog better cost 1, bro.
Right. The analog's gonna be a like 3-cost tamer, and he's gonna be an SR or higher or some shit. He's not gonna be the crazy uncommon that he is now. He's gonna be an SR that staples all these cards together. Like, you want to play version 1 through 5? Go get 4 of these. Good luck.
Yep. Yeah. But at least it's like self-contained, right? Like you can actually invest in EX9 and get like a variety of decks, because like as long as you get your analogs.
Remember that was the thing with the EX1 where it was like there was like you bought that set, brother. You hoped you pulled exactly. Yeah, EX1,
nobody bought that set.
As I was saying, it's like if you wanted anything from that set, you needed 4 of a secret rare for an underwhelming deck because it didn't have anything. Whereas like this set, at least it looks like it's trying to make a functional deck out of the box.
Yeah, there's like a couple of them. So like if we start with like the Agumon, I mean the Agumon's like a searcher. The Beamon, I will say the Beamon is kind of funny, like having generic raid.
The first truly generic raid 3 is kind of funny.
It's also like extra funny in regular birds because you can just like put this in nursery and swing your Phoenix X into something and just cause problems, and it's really fun actually.
Which is also the thing Marcio just mentioned, is that like I think one of the interesting things in this set is the fact that like
applications for the other decks.
Yeah, none of these Digimon are doing their new modern, you know, equivalence gimmicks. Like this Agumon does not want to hang out with Taikamiya. This Gabumon does not want to. It probably wants to unsuspend by the end of time.
It probably wants to unsuspend. It has gem.
It doesn't. You know, it's not Matashida's, you know, Gabumon. Like these Digimon, this Patamon doesn't evolve from. There's a Patamon, right? Yeah, the Patamon doesn't evolve from security. Like they don't do their gimmicks of their like. That
the VPAT version of the.
That being said, they still have their names and their traits and stuff. So like literally the best example you've just given is the Agumon and the Biomon. Birds have a bird that says raid. There's a Gabumon and a Garurumon that are ESS jamming. Like,
yeah. The Metal Gray's kind of funny because it's like it's acting as like double duty for like version 1 in the machine deck.
Yeah, I mean that's what all the cyborgs are trying to, like all the 5 cyborgs are doing.
Yeah, the Gabumon is like more generic jamming. Woo!
This time on a really good name.
But then the Betamon also has it, so it's like
yeah.
But the problem with the Betamon is like it's an amphibian, not a aquatic. So it's like Shibai. I think the Airdramon is kind of funny, of like a big nuke.
Oh yeah,
the level 4.
The yellow 4.
What? No. Oh, you might have to go on Cardev. You're using the bad app.
What? But that reveals that I missed today.
Yes.
No, the Airdramon wasn't today.
Oh yeah, today was Sukamon Edamon, right?
I have some opinions on those cards, and
those cards are crazy. I think
those cards are crazy in their own deck. I find it.
Yeah, 100%.
No, as in like I don't think they work in real Suka.
No, they're not meant to.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing with this set that I think is interesting, is that like you're getting
you are mad because you like the free footage that you get from like Sukamon.
No, I fucking hate Suka and Eda as a deck. It exists to make both players look like idiots.
So
no.
For what it's worth, I got an unprompted message from Jess that went, these Sukamon look kind of neat. The version 3 stuff is pretty cool, and those are the messages I got unprompted. I'm like,
the version 3 deck is kind of cool. Jess should play the version 3 deck instead of making me have to interact with Metal Edamon ever again.
Yeah, it is. I think the only thing that frustrates me about it is that like the last Metal Edamon we got for fucking Pendulum decks.
Nature Spirits.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't play with Sukamon. It's like that.
It is annoying when you're like 2 in a row. Yeah.
Nah,
You can't keep adding names that and just they do the little it kind of plays, but not really.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what? You're getting punished.
A kind of sad one.
You're getting punished because of EX5.
Also, you were in the worst set of all time.
Suka/Eda was one of the EX5 decks. You're getting punished. They're like, only the
this set didn't happen. This set didn't happen. This set didn't happen. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say, do you have the Airdramon now? Are you on card dev now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this Airdramon is so funny because it's like
funny, dude. It's like you training in the nursery. You training in the nursery like 6 times. You promote this guy and you go die. It's
just like a little nuke, just a nice little nuke.
Power word, kill.
I don't know if what. Oh, it's a vaccine. Okay, never mind.
No, sorry. The reason we say EX5 is a bad set is because there are too many.
No, it's a broken set.
EX5 is the worst set in Digimon because of what it did to Digimon.
Well, let's get this straight. Whenever Misplay for Game refers to EX5 as a bad set, we say it's so good that it was too good for the game.
We have to live through. We still have to live through Galaxy. The Goblin cards are right there.
It's a bad set. It's bad for the game.
Anubis ever existing was a mistake.
These guys.
The Dark Animal packages in here, along with Gator Dolphin, Gator Golf.
Go again from the beginning. Right? Like there's only like a few outliers that are not competitive. The Davers were competitive. Life Ignite Claw was competitive. Melga was competitive.
Mitama was ahead of its time. It was.
I agree.
Mitama is the only balanced one of these 6s that plays out bodies because
Mitama is worse than Anubis, and Anubis is still crazy.
Yeah, if Mitama is worse. It's worse Anubis, worse Leopard, but it's still like
if Mitama. I think the problem with Mitama is its secondary effect is weak. If Mitama had a better secondary effect,
how crazy is that? By the way, its secondary effect, Marcio, is board wide rush.
No.
Oh, no, sorry, the opponent's turn effect. You meant that part, yeah.
No. Yeah, the opponent's turn.
Okay, yeah. Like instead of the infinite draws that Anubis gives and the and pops, and then what's his name, Leopard X's bounce. Like if Mitama like DP minus things.
I will say there's one big dud. We can laugh at Maruki.
But he's gonna be so cool in the Olympus 12 deck, bro. He's gonna be so cool.
I love Mega Slop.
Andrew, I hope for your sake that you're so right, and the whole theme of that deck is Fortitude, and this Maruki like shoots up in price
Marcio, you don't hope that for his sake. You hope that for your sake. You're trying to offload these fucking cards.
I don't have my Marukis anymore. I think they were given to you or Tom for a crisp handshake, and please take this out of my binder. It's too heavy. I
have the regular ones.
Then Tom has
I bought alts for myself. I think I spent £5 on a playset of alts.
Yeah, and I was mad about it because I had one of those alts waiting for you. Now it's ended up with Tom. So like, if Maruki shoots up in price, not my problem.
Oh, we skipped over him, by the way. Shout out to Bancho Leomon, my favorite bug card.
Yeah, Bancho was like it's like a super niche card, but it was like really good.
Every time Bancho shows up in a format, it's like, oh cool, blue unsuspend is good. I would like it to stop being good.
The best modern green level 6 that we've had in like a while, and this card is so good that it like.
Well, you say best green modern 6, and then if you scroll down, just to the end, the SR after the bad one in green.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Leopard.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about Bancho.
Leopard.
Talking about Bancho.
No. Leopard is like what Mitama should have been.
It's really like, this card's so fucking annoying. Like it's so broken. Strong. It's so strong.
I don't know why Mitama doesn't DP minus. Mitama should like DP
literally
minus.
More people would hate Leopard if Levia did not come out in this set.
Yeah, and then what else do we have? Heavy Leo. Eda is fucked up.
One thing I will say about Heavy Leo and like the Leomon Fortitude deck is that like if you are ever on a actual deck that only has deletion and needs its stack to stick, these cards suddenly become the most obnoxious walls in existence.
Oh my god, guys, are we bringing back Leo for the format? It's good into Royal Knights, it's good into Megidra. They have to delete you.
Get bot decked by OmniX, pick your cards up and go home. Anyways, Edamon EX5 is a hardened war criminal, and he will not be seeing the pearly gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is fucked up.
Literally every black and yellow level 6 ace in the game has to be balanced, acknowledging their existence. It's so annoying.
All the purple, every single card in the purple
every purple
lineup.
card in this set, like Digimon would be better if the purple card pool of EX5 was at 0. All of it.
The red tamer's broken, biting crush is broken, flashy boss punch. There's an argument that the card is like pretty fucking good.
It is not good in Royals.
I was doing a bit of propaganda. I was doing a little bit of propaganda. I was on a campaign.
Damn, OmniX Combat deck. I better keep my ass in this office or I'm finished.
Protoform, and it's 4 reprints, I guess.
We gotta kill Protoform.
And like Davis was pretty good. That's what I'm saying. This is like one of
Edamon's ult in from EX5 from the new event pack, or so like the regulation pack is nice. He will be going to hell looking cool.
We still don't have a set that is like as individually as strong as this set. Like for a while, it used to be BT7. Like BT7 was the worst set for the card game. Now it's EX5.
Yeah.
Like
this is every time Misplay will ever talk about EX5 worst set, it's like we mean that in like the One Piece worst generation type shit. Like these the motherfuckers who have like that's where I stole this joke from. Is like I saw someone edited the worst generation like wanted posters, except it was like the red duo tamer, Leviamon, Anubismon, Garuru X. Like it's a star-studded lineup of pretty fly for a shite guy. I'm gonna kill you, brother.
Anyway, the Angemon is like...
Oh yeah, back to the actual modern set that we're talking about.
Recovery on a level... sorry, it's all recovery. Sorry, no, it is on deletion recovery.
No, it's like minus. Oh yeah, on deletion.
The ESS is on deletion if you have 3 or fewer recovery. Again, a card that... I think the cool part of this card is that theoretically it is named Angemon.
Oh, it's lingering Nippy minus, and it's like on play. So it is a good Angels card out worst.
The problem... Okay, so it's minus 3 sec minus 1. So like, you know, you assume you play this off of Dominimon playing it. The problem is that it's a card from hand, which is
Cherubi.
Like, okay, this is a really funny Cherubi target actually. Hang on, Marcio, you might be hang on. I'm gonna go dust off my Angel Core that literally doesn't need dusting off because it always stares looking at me like the Green Goblin mask, and then I remember that Zenith BT18 exists and it goes right back.
The Unimon is the one that recovers.
Yeah, Unimon recovers.
What the fuck, man? Like
hey,
they just want you to swing with this asshole.
Yeah, they've got the 3.
Patamon and Electmon are both barrier ESS, right?
Where is this?
Is Electmon barrier?
No, Elec is security minus.
Security Digimon are minus 3k. So you're effectively
and then
big
the
juicy.
The Patamon isn't on here because it's technically not been officially revealed, but it was in the
scan.
It was in the V jump or whatever.
Do you guys remember Korokoro leaks for Pokemon?
Oh, I miss Korokoro, bro. I miss.
What the fuck is up with this weird Mewtwo, dude?
Do you want to quickly go over the Sukamon and the Edamon, Andrew?
Yeah, so the fact that they're 2 different colors.
Yeah, of course.
They were like, man, we realized
you have a boost now.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but like
I was gonna say, yeah, you literally got Sepia out the gate, homie.
Yeah, we got Sepia.
These are not Edamon, and these are not Edamon like Edasuka pile cards though. That is like understandable.
Yeah, it's
the Edamon is like. You could argue the Edamon.
I want to hear what Andrew had to say.
Oh, sorry. I'll let Andrew finish.
Yeah, the thing that's frustrating is you look at all the points towards it. Like, it has a black box Digivolution bar to get around colors. Doesn't mention Shumon at all by name. It only evolves over black. It is mono black. So if you are on, yellow training or, yellow scramble or black scramble or the trainings, which are still important cards in Sukamon because they're still useful consistency boosters. Well, you got to pick one or the other because, yellow Sukamon, yellow Edamon, mono yellow. It does evolve with Sukamon at least for 3 cost. It's really interesting. It goes over the DMs for 4 though. Like they were like, hey, you can play it in Sukamon. It's a little bit cheaper, but again, mono yellow, so still doesn't work, and it's the version 3 stuff, so like I think it like screws a lot of your lines. The fact that you can't use this to go into like King Etamon for the cost reduction, it just feels kind of sad. I feel like we would have lost anything from it being version 3 or a card with Etamon in name. Like it's not like the Etamons are such star-studded level 6s that you're so afraid to reduce the cost of them.
You do have like kind of a big nuke, like Suka into Andromon is like.
The Inherit's also pretty good.
Wait, because the Andromon, it's like -3 and then -2 for every source, right?
Yes.
And then the Suka picks up like three sources.
-3 until their turn ends. Further -2 per source.
Yeah, like
and then the Suka picks up
is
3.
A crazy card. Like, don't get me wrong.
Doesn't the Suka? It's by placing. Oh, the Suka's way better than I thought he was. Never mind.
Yeah, 3 from trash. So that's immediately 6. Sorry, 6 on the Andrew plus it's 3. So that's 9 off of the Andrew. No, sorry. 9 plus 2 because the Andrew itself loads 1. So that's -11.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the fact that you're doing that for 0 cost?
Well, you slam for
you still
3.
pay.
Yeah,
okay, it's like 6 memory.
It's a 6 memory removal spell. Like you pay 6 as a removal spell.
Hell, you could just put it's a 2-cost Evo removal spell. Sometimes.
Or 2-cost Evo, but like I'm saying, like the worst case scenario where we're assuming that like the appeal of this is that you can slam this thing for 3 and it'll do the job.
Or you go into the Edamon because the Edamon evolves for cheaper per source, and then you get to just like recover 1. So it's like, oh wow, and then you can ace PogChamp.
Wow.
It is slow, but like I mean.
It's slow, but it's like you nuke the board and you end on like a 7k blocker guy staring at your opponent. And then like the knowledge we have of these cards is that like if we're assuming that more of these things interact with like the cards being in trash, like Sukamon just picks stuff up from trash with the like the tag. So if this body gets removed that you paid 6 by hard slamming Suka for, like the cards will just all go back to the pile where you can just slam the next Sukamon and do it again.
So I'm sorry that Tom's not here. But we'll have to like the Tyrannomon. First of all, the level 4 Dark Tyranno, the artwork is fucking sick. He's like jumping out of the Digivice. It's kind of crazy.
That's pretty good.
But then the rest of the effects, I'm just like,
he's green, Marcio. What does he do?
He suspends things from my opponent's board, and one of my guys gets to attack.
Wow.
EX Tyranno with Fortitude is kind of funny.
I love that they randomly remember that keyword exists. They just put it on like random things they find amusing.
I'm a rookie target. How fitting.
True.
I mean, the rest of the cards and then like the Metal Tyranno is like probably pretty good because like it's a machine card.
The things with all the cyborgs to remember is that all of their on play when digivolvings actually read as Machine-Dramons on play when attackings.
Well, the thing with the Tyranno is that on paper he can just like clear like a whole stack because he digivolves 1 for every face down card and then pops a 3 or lower.
Yeah, so like if it has as long as it has sources, you can out it. My only thing that I'm worried about is like we do live in a world where we're all the scariest thing you can be made to look at is a hard played Royal Knight with no sources.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure
in the context.
Yeah, the metal Mamemon bounces things with no sources, so Machine just kind of has a card that like it has their own version of Structure Deck Magna that just kind of bullies Megazoo decks. Like every time you swing your Machine-Dramon, you can just pick up then copy? Yeah, by placing. So as long as you have metal Mamemons to spare, which the Megidramon that like pop like end of attack unsuspend this Digimon pop the lowest. Yeah, delete one of your Digimon the lowest level. You can blow up your own robot to make it spit the metal Mamemons back out, so that you can pick them up again later.
I think like
it's neat.
We need to see like more of the boss monsters because like the stepping stones are all like decent.
Yeah.
What I will say though is that there are 2 cards that are like the standout because they don't have the border.
I was gonna say 2 things that are sticking out like a sore thumb, waiting for a funny horn with horns deer.
There's one thing about this set. Okay, they've done Nature Spirits. Okay, and it was like, okay, this is a little bit whack. Then they did the other 2, right? They did Soldiers and
Nightmare Soldiers, Deep Savers.
Yeah.
And those 2, one of them is like pretty good, and the other one is okay. So they've learned their lesson.
Shows up in other decks. Like
they've learned their lesson. They even released the deck with its support technically first. Like they released it in the other way, right? Where it's like, here's the supporting pieces, and now you're going to get an actual like game plan card. So when the deck like gets its 7, you have like everything that you need. So my hopes for this fucking Wingardians deck, I'm just like, this shit better be good.
What's the Wingardians keyword from the field spell again? It's like Vortex?
Vortex, yeah.
That's like not bad, right? Like every single Wingardian being like in theory a removal spell because you can just slam them and then swing is like not the end of the world.
Oh, it's WG, okay.
Yeah.
Because like you have wait, am I tripping? Oh, okay, I typed WG on the search bar and Snow Goblin shows up because like Snow Goblin.
Awesome. Awesome.
I was like, what the fuck? There's no way.
Oh, also, the other thing Marcio says every time about this deck, before we move on past it, Jade Memory Boost deck, like natural Jade Memory Boost deck.
Naturally Jade Memory Boost deck. We will get other pieces like the...
I imagine we'll get a couple random black cards because of Puppet is...
No. Well, oh yeah, Puppet is black, but the Griffin DNA is with yellow and red as well.
Yeah. Double VPET analysis with Sans brother. Unlucky.
Yeah, genuinely, this might be the first time that the Misplay for Gay bonus content where we actually made the thing featuring Tom. Well, we keep putting red in every single Pendulum deck, and we're like, surely
but this one actually has
this one will have it, and it will be the least cool version. It will never be as cool as the stuff we cook up after a 2-hour podcast, and we're all really tired, and we put it behind a paywall, so it doesn't matter. You should go watch that. Because
you should pay for that paywall.
Yeah, you should pay for that so you can see what we would have designed, and it would have been so cool, and you know, the future could be epic. But when they produce a red card that has raid or some bullshit, remember that we thought of it first and it was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what we'll actually get out of this deck. I don't know what we know they're gonna play a body. It feels like all of them are just like, here's a free guy.
Well, you look at the Griffin and it like tells you what you kind of need to know. It's like, okay, well, one of you evolve Griffin, he plays out a 4, then you swing with the 4 alliance. Sorry, you alliance with the 4 that you played out, and then he gets to evolve that 4 into a 5, and then you go, whoa, I have a 4 and a 5, and if only I had an ace. But you also have like
or a DNA that does the thing we all do, where it's like name plus level. It'll
probably be like a Hydra. I think people are speculating the Hydra is going to be the end of turn DNAer.
Yeah.
And then you get to do your game plan. So it's like, I mean, all the pieces are here. Like, you know, you get to slam guys and you have
red
control.
Green Hydra.
You're also a green deck with attack target change, which is the
vegetation cards in like Wing Guardian so far are like pretty good, no? Like obviously they're not plant cards because that one does say a number larger than 3, but like they're not bad because the cherry's like top half, bottom half redirect, right? Sorry. It's when you play suspend something. Never mind.
On paper, you have a funny Royal Knights matchup because they play something and you suspend that bitch. So Mega Zudex, watch out. The Daramon is kind of funny because it like unsuspends something. So you get to like
swing
alliance.
Funniest card in pre-release.
Make it yellow green to DNA and evolve their arm. All roads lead to Rome.
And you'll have 2 level 6s, so you actually get 2 memory back, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, think about it. You partition, then you could DNA into Cernusmon. Or just Volderarm again. A 10,000 years Volderarm.
But if you look at the Winged Guardians artwork, like you see like Reflezimon and you see like Vidramon as well. So,
Bro, help, he's drowning.
Yeah. So, give me a level 7 that actually like... No, okay, I was going to say, give me a 7 that wins the game. That's a lie. All of the Pendulum 7s win the game. The problem is you just can't make them on time, except for ages.
Most of the Pendulum 7s win the game.
What are you talking about?
Let's not pretend that KnTElixar does anything.
It's like a minus 30k dude.
Okay? She's a tactical nuke and 2 extra bodies.
No. I will say...
The problem is that you have to slam Eldorati and pray.
The fact that you now get... what's the VPEC called?
Nature Spirits?
Nature Spirits. The Nature Spirits field spell gets you an attack when you DNA. Actually is like a big deal for that deck.
Wait, does it?
Yeah. It's like when you play something out, you attack.
Oh, I thought it just gave Alliance.
No.
Oh.
Why did I think that NS was going to...
Yeah, why did you do that?
Why did I think that was going to...
It's NSP.
NSP.
Wait, the field spell doesn't. TELOC won a Galactic game today. Why were you on TELOC? 43k shrink.
Yeah, Alliance. This one is like, it has 2 effects.
Security, everything gains Alliance.
Sorry, I'm trolling.
Yeah, what?
It's the egg. It's the egg.
It's the egg. Okay, yeah.
The egg is what fixed the deck. Sorry. The egg plus...
No, the Modimon.
The egg plus the field spell is what fixed the deck. Because now you get
to lock Alliance for your life savings.
You get to go like evolving to Eldorati, play something out, trigger the Modimon.
Hope it's a 7.
swing for 2 checks, and then end of turn DNA, Tlaloc, play something else out, Alliance again. So you do get to do 4 damage.
Play 2 things out.
Yeah, sorry, 2 things out.
Hope that your board doesn't accidentally become, what is it, overflow? In theory, yeah, it was like overflow 12 if you pick up all aces off that. Obviously, you can just decline some of them, but...
You have the best Royal Knights matchup on paper, because you just get to play Otama, right, guys?
Right?
Otama sweep?
Purge of the Royal Knights.
The game would be better if like the power level for Digimon was like the VPET decks. I'm just gonna say it.
Except
everybody,
except Aegis-Dramon.
That is, yeah.
Fuck Aegis-Dramon. All my homies hate Aegis-Dramon.
All I'm saying is that matchup not too bad on Ghost stocks rising up.
I'm gonna kill myself if I gotta look at that big old fish one more time. Thank God it's like not that popular.
That's
like every
you're snake oiling for.
Okay, no, Marcio, consider what I've been enjoying and playing in BT21.
No, I'm talking about like Andrew, like being like, oh, the ghost match.
Oh, ghost stocks. Okay, I think you were telling me to stop hating on.
Hey, if you're coming to Fanboy 3, you might wanna read some of them Deep Savers cards.
Bro, you don't gotta read. You don't gotta read most of the Deep Savers. Just read Plesiomon and Aegis, and you now have a full understanding of Deep Savers.
Wait, hold on, chat. Is Deep Savers the counter to Maggie? They swing and then you ace them.
And then they slam Gallon. Wait, actually, I guess it doesn't really do anything if they slam Gallon. Wait, hold up. Except for the fact that he can swing and then pop again. Oh, he's doing the speed gif. He's doing the speed gif face again.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun week.
When's BT22?
Has it been a fun week, Andrew? I've been playing way too much Digimon. You're having fun. I'm not having fun.
I'm having a great time. Marcio got me on this Pokemon Summer shit. I've been playing games that hate you. Shit, I finished Dark Souls 3. I played Grime. That was good. I've been playing games that just hate you, that want you to like suffer until you. Chatty's doing the speed gift. that just like want you to have a bad time until you succeed and then you get dopamine. So playing Pokemon has been great. I love my RPG for 10-year-olds. I'm pressing that A button. I'm like a Skeletor, kill, and he kills, and it's great.
But yeah, no, I've been chilling. It's been like, I think seeing more and more people that I know get their invites and just being like that. Yeah, Nats is gonna be people that I recognize.
What the fuck, Jake Holt? You have your invite. Don't show up to the fucking regional. No competition. I don't need more competition. Enjoy your weekend.
No, Jake.
Stay at home.
Here on behalf of Misplay for Game.
Donate the win.
Andrew, the thing that you're about to say, you should not say in a recording.
You
should not say the thing you're going to say in a recorded statement.
You should kill as many people that aren't friends with me as possible. I need you to hunt down people.
When you queue, check the Misplay for Game Discord server, and then check your opponent's name. Cross-reference the lists. If they're not there,
kill them.
If they are there, I will look at the camera and say, play to the best of your ability with the goal to produce a winning game state.
I think you should try and show up with the funniest control deck possible. Derek has been playing Dark Masters. You should.
Derek doesn't count for anything related to Digimon.
Yeah, exactly. And now that your results don't matter, you should show up on Dark Masters and just try and ace people for 7 rounds.
Do you know what? Do you want to know something?
5 rounds.
I hit Derek with like the most humbling like experience I could have possibly asked for. He was on Dark Masters and I was on Adventure, and I was like, "You want to play these like dogshit pile like slam decks? I'm playing Bandai's Chosen. My deck is so much better than yours."
I'm playing Bandai's God-given slam deck. I'm paying 0 for this 5.
Yeah, it was like because of the tamers, like the tamers getting me memory. He was like, "Your tamers just like they're free after like 1 turn." I'm like, "Yeah, it's sick. You should be on this." He was like, "Nah," and I was like, "Oh yeah, hold this." And I gave him Wargrey after Wargrey after Wargrey, and my shit was unaffected. He could kill my tamers. I just brought him back.
I love the Wargrey when Digivolving unaffected so much. Bro shows up, goes, "What's good? Dab me up. We go power stance in front of these idiots." I
turn skipped him because he had like overflow on the board, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna stay in the back."
There is no better feeling in Digimon than a turn skip. I'm sorry, it's so deeply unfun to do to someone, but the look on someone's face when you explain to them what is occurring is like, it's magic every time.
It is deeply fun.
Like looking at your opponent, looking at the board state and going, do you have any additional effects that gain memory at start of main? And it's like, no. And it's like, so if I pass you to 2, you will go to 2? Yeah. Cool. What's the over? And then the final funniest question. What's the overflow on that again?
Yeah,
I feel like
was great.
that is somewhere on like top 3.
Digi Emperor truly a goat. Also true.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
like
we'll go Ukamon for 1, Emperor for 3. Oh.
Top 3 what?
It's one of the top 3 most threatening questions in the game. I'd say, like, obviously, you know, we took cards in hand out back and shot it dead. Cards in trash is still never said with good intentions.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
how much overflow is that? That is never something that, or like Harry, my favorite one that I picked up from Harry is reaching across the table and peeking under your opponent's top card and just lifting
so
that up and
it's
just
so
moving it to the
good.
side and going, "What's under there? Word." And then when they lift up,
It's like,
a couple
play
more-
cost, what's the play cost of your guy 2 Digimon down in that stack?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of Digimon questions where you're asking for information that are just simply like when you hear them next to you, you look over and you look at the boss and go, "Oh, you're fucked," without even knowing what's in the hand. I love hearing questions like that from just other tables.
The most boring one that always means the end of the game is approaching is cards in deck.
Yeah.
Like that's the one that means that your opponent is like if your opponent is showing you Dark Masters and they ask you cards in deck, it's like, okay, you found it, cool.
Yeah.
Mill 12, you got it, Chief. Or however many it does. It's like what, 6 then 8, so 14.
I don't know, bro. I genuinely every time a Pokemon resolves, I just sure.
You got it, bro. I hope you won't find it next game.
Speaking of, I
Going
can't
back
wait
to
for
the-
villains.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
BC22?
No, well, yeah, bro, Alphamon, we get it. Oh my, it's going to be a tamer that warps into Alphamon. Wow.
It was more the CS stuff that we've had revealed so far is great because like obviously the 3 starters are very much Cyber Sleuth cards, and then like the Rise Greymon is for Trix isn't here so he can't save me. The Gayumon girl, I cannot remember her name to save my life. But like it's still like it still works for like the Cyber Sleuth deck as well as also technically being able to play red and black tamers. Like it's neat. But the thing that's the most interesting to me is that like the acknowledgement that Kurisara and Vidra are Cyber Sleuth Digimon, and the text because they don't also support, they only support their deck. The Vidramon does not play a Cyber Sleuth tamer or a tamer with Vidramon in its text. It's just tamer with Vidramon in text. The Super Evade is not a Cyber Sleuth tamer or Cyber Sleuth Digimon or Vidramon. I think it's just Vidramon. But like the Kurisara, oh my god, that Kurisara, oh my goodness, man. He is chat, he's very good, yes? Like that is an unfucking believable card.
That is the kind of card
it's the modern tamer free play and it's protection.
It's the kind of card that they're like, we're sorry, Johnny Lowe, that we had to put you on Bluma one last time. Please start playing Diaboromon cards. Just for you, we made a level 4 that not only plays out the tamer, but also gives you protection so you can stop putting Shakumon in your deck, okay?
It's also like the protection isn't just for Diaboromons. The protection is for cards with Diaboromon in text. So it means that Infirmon next to a Diaboromon token is like, oh, this asshole is going to resolve Diabora Ace. And there's like a very limited like the amount of things I can do. Like I just gotta hold this. And then like the text on the true. Unless you do one of the other kinds of interaction that interacts with it more favorably.
Like Digivolve, black decks hating each other.
Black decks hating each other is the tale as old as time itself. Unless apparently you're exactly Galactimon, in which case they might be champ. You hold that for a turn, I guess. But like the peek behind the curtains to like the Eater's intended game plan, and then the Cyber
What the fuck do the Eaters do? You were like popping off about Eaters. I'm like, these are 2 cards.
It does also protect Armageddon. Tom's right. It does just mean like lol. Here's Arma.
Oh yeah, that is true. The Eaters currently do nothing. I think it's just really funny that
They keep writing 50. Like, they keep writing you can play 50 on cards. And,
Yeah.
like, the problem is, it never... Like, I don't care about the Eaters. I'm happy they're here because I know a lot of people do. I think it's very funny how much
Who's a lot
Bandai
of
seems
people?
to... Andrew.
me, Trix. Trix, by the way, is getting hosed by this judge pack. He needs the Rise Greymon, the Meramon, the Gargomon, the Toge, maybe the Gardramon, I don't know, and we'll need the Eaters. We have no idea whether the Errata is also going to be support for like just the Aboromon, or it may be Eater support. So like the Eaters thing for me is just really funny. If you're trying to max rarity the Eater deck and they have Mother Eater, you already need like Vemmon level down bad of just like, hello judge, my favorite judge, you love judging me, I show up early, I clean the tables, I remind people to sign up early on the app, I'm always, you know, reporting my scores on time, please can I have the squid please for this week? And that's gonna be, you're gonna have to do that every week for 30 weeks. Yeah, I think it's just really funny that that deck is going to be needlessly expensive if you try and run it at like a high rarity, and also them being breeding effects.
Memories, Andy's had it too good.
Them being breeding effects. It's just really funny because it just means that they have learned from Mother D Reaper, and they're going to be like, she stays where she's safe.
I better keep these motherfuckers got raid. I better keep my ass in this office. I've made that joke twice this podcast.
It's crazy that they were like, all right, we've given generic raid to every single red deck in the game. They're like, word, I'm staying at home.
Brother, except the fact that they only gave you the one Agumon, and that's like, they didn't also give you the Gabumon. Also, the Agumon is the funniest shit in the world. They were like, we literally have no idea how to support DNA Omni. What do we do? And it's like, okay. The DNA Agumon, yeah. Take the start of main and make it say on play instead. It's like literally identical, and it's so funny. It is another Agumon that says end of turn DNA, so you know, good enough. And then obviously, you know, we are appraising cards with the knowledge of what, like 10 cards from the set.
Yeah.
It's like still way more to go. I think the neatest part is like the peek behind the curtain behind the Cyber Sleuth gimmick, that it's like, oh, you know, if I have a thing in my sources that is the same level, then it's like, oh, okay, we're doing reverting in some capacity again.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they've basically decided that Digimon's story will be represented by its approach to evolution and devolution in the game. Because obviously, you know, the world games,
I love grinding API.
Yeah, like the world games still have that, you know, branching Digimon past. Like the show obviously has, you know, its canon Evo lines, but the whole point of Digimon is you get such variety. But I feel like as like world, obviously you can learn a lot with that. With the VPETs, you learn a lot of like how you do them. But like story, you get the whole chart, like that. It just expands, and that's what really hammers home, like versus Pokemon, where it's just that it's like you can do anything with these, and we encourage you. We encourage you to go up, down, dreams. Left, right, find your cousin on a different Evo line, become them. I think it's really cool that that's just like it's not just Lightfang Nightclaw. It's like, no, this is Digimon Stories specific mechanic, which is cool. Yeah. Which also means maybe they'll start adding a little bit more text to these tamers, and we will not get the second Cohen sire.
This time, every green and black level 6 is not safe.
But yeah, I think that's a good one for this week. Was it American Mother's Day today?
Yeah.
All right, so happy Mother's Day to our American audience. I know y'all are the biggest audience. So yeah, go do something nice. Or just, you know, talk to people.
Call your mom.
Yeah, talk to people. It's important. Because they be staying at home just like Mother Eater.
Hang on, wait. We're gonna take a pause break to stop some shit here. That new Alphamon is for me. That new Alphamon is for me. The Cyber Sleuth Andes, I'll share it with them. This motherfucker's better say when Digivolving.
But yeah, it's a good episode. Thanks for joining us this time, Harry, coming on in place of Tom. We have no idea what the schedule is going to be for the next couple of weeks because there's hella store regionals. There's all kinds of things happening. We'll try and figure it out.
The problem with Digimon is that Digimon is too sick.
Yeah. and they're supporting it relatively well with these store regionals. So we out here grinding.
I'll live with that. I'll live with DDG on the Lord, and I just keep it away. Just keep it away from my guy. My guy's for me this time.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning in. If you saw us on Twitch or YouTube, rate us on whatever. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, like and rate it there. And recommend it to a friend. We've got a lot of people that have been joining.
Recommend it to your mother. It's Mother's Day.
True. So we at least have one mother that enjoys our podcast. And you know, that's 100% of the audience that I have surveyed.
Every mother who has ever listened to Misplay for Game has enjoyed it. This is a 100% true statement.
Exactly. So yeah, you could help that stay 100%, but increasing the sample size by sending it to someone in your life. But yeah, we'll be seeing you hopefully next week. It might be pre-recorded and come out. And yeah, thanks for all the support on YouTube. We're up to comfortably over 50 members. We'll see if it stays that way by the end of the month. Champions, you'll be getting bonus content. We're going to record some during the week when Tom is back. And the rest of you will be getting that when it comes out a month later, so you can support the channel that way. But yeah, this is us done for the week. Fanboys regional will be regular videos, and the London regional will be a co-stream on my channel. Thanks to everyone that tuned into the co-stream, by the way. It was a lot of fun. I would happily do them again. Please hire me for your event.
London on Saturday and Wakefield on Sunday, right?
Yeah, sure. Like so actually, yeah, instead of the podcast, once again, just like last week, I'll probably be co-streaming. So yeah, tune in.
And hopefully this time the
channels.
rounds will be long enough that it won't be mostly Rivals of A through 2 content.
We did climb rank though, and it was,
that is true.
But yeah, see y'all next week. No bonus content till later.
Lock in, it's time. The only thing that matters.
Yep.
Shit! No. Yep. Wait. Hang on. I do have to do my my one job as the replacement tailor.
Go on.
Fuck Appmon.
Yep. There we go.
Did I do it right? Was that good enough? All right.
Fellas, are we ready for the thing that people have been waiting basically an hour and 45 just to hear the magic words?
I get to say it, not type it. Baba Booey, Baba